Ever dreamed of flamenco dancing your way through retirement, or maybe just eating your weight in paella? Well, Spain is calling, and believe me, it's not just for the siesta. Hello everyone, and welcome. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've worked hard, I've earned my rest, and you absolutely have. But what if that rest came with a side of sun-drenched plazas, jaw-dropping architecture, and wine that tastes like a holiday in a glass? Forget the crossword puzzles for a bit. We're about to embark on an adventure through the heart of Spain, tailored for those of us who appreciate a good seat and an even better story. We're going to explore 15 incredible experiences that prove retirement is less about slowing down and more about savoring every single moment. From the majestic halls of ancient palaces to the buzziest tapas bars you've ever seen, this isn't just a travel guide. It's your permission slip to have the time of your life. We'll cover everything you need to know, from the best times to visit to a few cheeky tips to make you feel like a local. Now, don't you worry about the planning details. All the nitty-gritty on hotel and travel recommendations can be found in the description below, all neatly packed for you. So, grab a comfy chair, perhaps a little glass of something nice, and let's get this Spanish fiesta started. We're diving headfirst into a country that's as vibrant and full of life as you are. We'll laugh, we'll probably get a little bit lost in the best way possible, and we'll discover why Spain is the perfect backdrop for your next great chapter. Are you ready? Vámonos! Right, let's kick things off with a bit of grandeur in Granada. Our first stop is the Alhambra, and honestly, if you're going to feel like royalty anywhere, it's here. This isn't just a palace, it's a sprawling masterpiece of Moorish art that will have you whispering wow around every corner. The intricate tilework, the serene courtyards with their tinkling fountains, the sheer history of it all, it's absolutely breathtaking. My advice? Plan your visit for the spring or autumn months, say April, May or October. The weather is just gorgeous, perfect for a leisurely stroll, and the crowds are a little less, well, crowdy. You won't have to jostle for the perfect photo nearly as much. Now, when you're wandering through the Nasrid palaces, you must give yourself a moment to just stop and absorb it all. Find a quiet corner, look up at the ridiculously detailed ceilings, and just pretend. Go on, no one's watching. Imagine you're the Sultan surveying your kingdom. Maybe you're deciding what to have for dinner, or perhaps you're pondering which courtier has been gossiping a bit too much. It's your palace for the day. You can almost hear the whispers of centuries past, which is far more interesting than hearing what Brenda from next door thinks of your petunias. Remember to book your tickets well in advance, and I mean well in advance, as they sell out faster than hot churros on a cold day. And wear your most comfortable shoes because this place is enormous. You'll be doing a fair bit of walking, but every step is worth it. It's a day of pure escapism, a chance to step back in time and live out your most lavish historical drama fantasies. Just try not to start issuing royal decrees to the other tourists. It can get a bit awkward. From the serene majesty of a palace, we're now diving headfirst into the glorious chaos of Barcelona's La Rambla. This is more than just a street. It's a living, breathing theatre, and you've got a front row seat. It's a mile-long stretch of pure energy, packed with street performers, artists, flower stalls, and people from every corner of the globe. The best thing to do here is simply find a bench, grab a coffee, and watch the world go by. It's the best kind of people watching on the planet. A real-life parade where you never know what's coming next. 1 minute you're watching a living statue that hasn't blinked in 20 minutes. The next you're seeing a group of tourists trying to navigate a map the size of a small car. Honestly, the temptation to get involved is immense. You see a mime trapped in an invisible box, and a little part of you thinks, I could do that. You spot a tango duo dancing with incredible passion, and you start wondering if your partner would be up for a quick impromptu performance. My advice is to resist the urge, unless you've been secretly practicing. It's far more entertaining to be the audience, offering a knowing, sophisticated nod as if you've seen it all before. It's a wonderful place to just lose an afternoon, soaking up the vibrant, slightly bonkers atmosphere of it all. Just be a little savvy while you're there. It's a busy place, so keep a hand on your wallet and your wits about you, just as you would in any major city. But don't let that deter you. A stroll down La Rambla is an essential Barcelona experience. It's the beating heart of the city, a river of humanity that sweeps you along with it. It's loud, it's colourful, and it's utterly unforgettable. Just don't make eye contact with the living statues for too long. They take it as a challenge. All right, let's talk about food, because let's be honest, it's half the reason we travel, isn't it? And if you're going to eat paella, you must do it properly. That means going to its birthplace, Valencia. Forget any paella you've had at home. The real deal is a different beast entirely. It's a smoky, saffron-infused work of art, traditionally cooked over an open fire with rabbit and chicken, not seafood as many believe. Finding an authentic restaurant in Valencia that serves it for lunch, the traditional time to eat it, is like finding the Holy Grail. It's a culinary pilgrimage worth making. Now, if you want to combine this foodie fantasy with an absolutely explosive cultural experience, plan your trip for March. This is when the city hosts Las Fallas, a festival that is, to put it mildly, completely and utterly bonkers. They build these enormous satirical papier-mâché sculptures all over the city, and then, on the final night, they set them all on fire. It's a week of parades, fireworks, and citywide partying, and in between all that magnificent madness, you can feast on paella. It's the perfect fuel for all the festivities. A word to the wise, bring your stretchy pants. I'm not joking. Between the paella, the endless tapas, and the sweet pastries, your waistband will be under considerable strain. Think of it as a badge of honour, a delicious souvenir from your travels. Eating authentic paella in Valencia isn't just a meal, it's an event. It's about sharing a huge pan with friends, scraping up that crispy caramelised rice at the bottom, the socarrat, and understanding why this dish is a national treasure. It's a taste of the real Spain. After all that excitement, perhaps a dash of high culture is in order. We're off to the capital, Madrid, and to the legendary Prado Museum. Now, this place is one of the world's greatest art galleries, home to an absolutely staggering collection. We're talking masterpieces by Goya, Velázquez, El Greco. It's like the greatest hits album of European art. It's the kind of place that makes you feel instantly more intelligent just by walking through the door. You find yourself stroking your chin and nodding thoughtfully, even if you're just looking at the fire exit sign. My top tip for the Prado is to go early. Get there before the doors even open if you can. This way, you get a precious hour or so to wander through the vast halls before the major crowds descend. It's a completely different experience when you can stand in front of Velázquez's Las Meninas without having to peer over someone's shoulder. You can really take your time, get up close to the brushstrokes, and have a quiet moment with some of the most famous paintings in history. It feels incredibly special, like you've been given a private viewing. Be prepared to get a little bit lost. The museum is a glorious labyrinth of art, and you will inevitably take a wrong turn and end up in a room you weren't looking for, face to face with a painting that stops you in your tracks. And that's the joy of it. Don't try to see everything in one go. You'll just end up with a cultural hangover. Pick a few key artists or periods you want to see, and then allow yourself to wander. It's an afternoon of quiet contemplation and jaw-dropping beauty. You'll leave feeling enriched, inspired, and terribly, terribly cultured. Right, time to inject some passion and drama back into our tour. We're heading south to Andalusia, to the beautiful city of Seville, for an authentic flamenco show. Now, you might have seen flamenco on television, but nothing, and I mean nothing, prepares you for the sheer power of seeing it live in a small, intimate venue or a tablao. It's not just a dance, it's a raw, emotional explosion of music, song, and movement. The guitarist's fingers flying across the strings, the singer's mournful, gut-wrenching cry, and the dancer's thunderous footwork. It's electrifying. The best shows are always in the evening, often starting quite late, Spanish style. This is when the city comes alive, and the atmosphere is just right. Find a show in the Triana neighbourhood, the historic heart of flamenco, for a truly authentic experience. You'll be so close to the stage, you can feel the floor vibrate with every stomp and see the sweat on the dancers' brows. It's a performance of such intensity and soul that you can't help but be completely captivated. You don't need to understand a word of Spanish to feel every ounce of the joy, the sorrow, and the passion being expressed. Now, a little word of warning. After a glass or two of local wine and watching these incredible performers, you might feel a sudden, overwhelming urge to try it yourself. You'll think, a little stomp, a dramatic hand gesture. How hard can it be? Please, for the sake of your ankles and your dignity, try these moves at your own risk. Maybe confine your newfound passion to the privacy of your hotel room. It's much safer to just sit back, soak it all in and give a thunderous ole at the end. It's an unforgettable night out. Now for something completely different. You've likely heard of the Camino de Santiago, the legendary pilgrimage across northern Spain. People walk for weeks, even months, on a spiritual journey. And while that sounds incredibly noble, the thought of all those blisters and dodgy hostel beds might be a bit much for a relaxing retirement holiday. But here's the secret. You don't have to do the whole thing. You can absolutely get a taste of the Camino experience without committing to a full-blown expedition that requires a small army of foot care products. The trick is to walk one of the shorter, more manageable sections. For instance, you could walk the final 100 kilometers into Santiago de Compostela from a town like Sarria. This takes about 5 or 6 days, and it's the minimum distance required to earn your Compostela, the official certificate of completion. It's a fantastic way to experience the unique camaraderie of the trail, the beautiful Galician countryside, and that incredible feeling of arrival at the magnificent cathedral in Santiago. You get all the spiritual uplift with a fraction of the physical punishment. Think of it less as an endurance test and more as a delightful walking holiday with a purpose. Your goal is to collect the stamps in your pilgrim passport, not to collect blisters on your feet. Each day, you walk through charming villages, stop for a coffee, chat with fellow pilgrims from all over the world, and then arrive at a comfortable pre-booked hotel. It's the Camino, but with a bit more comfort and a lot less groaning. It's a journey that's good for the soul, and if you plan it right, it can be good for your feet too. Is it wine o'clock yet? Well, in Spain's La Rioja region, the answer is always a resounding sí. This is Spain's most famous wine-producing area, and honestly, it's a stunning landscape of rolling hills covered in endless vineyards. If you're a fan of a good, robust red wine, then a visit here is, well, non-negotiable. It's a place where the pace of life slows down, revolving around the cultivation of the grape and the enjoyment of its glorious end product. You can spend your days touring bodegas, which are the local wineries, from grand, architecturally stunning estates to small family-run cellars that have been passed down through generations. The absolute best time to visit is in late September during the Wine Harvest Festival, or Fiesta de la Vendimia. The whole region comes alive with parades, celebrations, and even grape stomping contests. The atmosphere is just electric, a pure celebration of the land and its bounty. It's a chance to see the winemaking process from grape to glass, and of course to sample the results. The wine tastings here are generous, educational, and utterly delicious. You'll learn the difference between a Crianza, a Reserva, and a Gran Reserva, and you'll sound terribly knowledgeable at your next dinner party. And don't worry about finding the perfect place to stay or the best wineries to visit. As I've mentioned, all the best hotel and travel recommendations can be found in the description below. We've sorted out the logistics so you can focus on the important things like whether to have another glass of that velvety Tempranillo. A trip to La Rioja is a true feast for the senses, a chance to relax, indulge, and appreciate the finer things in life. It's a holiday in a bottle, and you're right at the source. After all that culture and walking and wine, I think we've earned a bit of serious relaxation. And for that, we head to the legendary Costa del Sol, the Sun Coast. This stretch of coastline in southern Spain is famous for a reason. It has over 300 days of sunshine a year, beautiful sandy beaches, and the sparkling Mediterranean Sea. It's the perfect place to simply switch off, lay down a towel, and listen to the gentle lapping of the waves. It's your official permission to do absolutely nothing and to do it brilliantly. The best time to visit, in my opinion, is in the shoulder seasons. Late spring, that's May and June, or early autumn, September and October. The sun is still gloriously warm, but the intense heat and the peak season crowds of July and August have subsided. The sea is the perfect temperature for a dip, and you can always find a prime spot on the beach without having to set your alarm for 6 a.m. to claim it with your towel. It's all the sunshine with none of the stress. This is your chance to truly master the art of the beach holiday. It's about perfecting your Sunhat game. The bigger, the better, I say. It's about finding the perfect beachfront chiringuito for a long, lazy lunch of grilled sardines and a cold glass of rosé. It's about deciding that the most strenuous activity of the day will be turning over to tan your other side. The Costa del Sol is unashamedly about pleasure and relaxation, and it's the ideal place to recharge your batteries before our next adventure. Let's pop back to Barcelona for a moment, because there's a building you simply cannot miss. Gaudi's Sagrada Familia. Now, this is less a church and more a work of architectural sorcery. It's a building that looks like it was sculpted from wax and is melting in the sun, in the most beautiful way imaginable. The inside is just as staggering, designed to look like a forest, with columns stretching up to the ceiling like giant trees, and sunlight filtering through the stained glass windows in a kaleidoscope of colour. It is, without a doubt, one of the most extraordinary buildings on the planet. Now for the brilliant, ongoing joke about the Sagrada Familia. It's been under construction since 1882. That's over 140 years. It's become a running gag among locals and visitors alike. You can visit every few years and see genuine progress, which is more than you can say for most roadworks. It's a testament to a singular, wildly ambitious vision. The crucial tip here is to buy your tickets online, well in advance. The queues on the day can be epic, and you don't want to spend your precious holiday time waiting in line. Booking online lets you walk straight in at your allocated time. When you're inside, make sure you just stand in the center and look up. It's a truly spiritual experience, regardless of your beliefs. The scale, the light, the sheer audacity of the design. It's overwhelming in the best possible way. It's a living, growing piece of history, and visiting it feels like you're witnessing a masterpiece in the making. It might not be finished, but it's already perfect. Just think you can tell your grandkids you saw it before they finally put the last tile on. We're heading north again, to the elegant coastal city of San Sebastian in the Basque Country. This place is a foodie heaven, but we're not here for a sit-down meal. Oh no. We're here for the only kind of marathon I'll ever endorse, the tapas crawl, or, as they call them here, pinzos. These are not your average tapas. They are miniature culinary masterpieces, little bites of heaven perched on a piece of bread, often held together with a cocktail stick. Each bar in the old town has its own speciality, its own signature pinzos that they've perfected over years. The way it works is pure genius. You go into a crowded bar in the evening, elbow your way to the counter, which is groaning under the weight of dozens of different pinzos. You point at what you want. You get a small glass of local cider or white wine. You eat your pinzo in a couple of bites, drop your napkin on the floor. It's tradition, honestly. Pay up, and then move on to the next bar to do it all again. It's a sociable, delicious, and incredibly fun way to have dinner. You get to sample a huge variety of flavors in one evening. This is a marathon of taste, not speed. Don't rush it. Savor each creation, from glistening anchovies and peppers to tiny, perfect morsels of grilled steak or creamy crab. It's a journey through the best of Basque cuisine, one small plate at a time. You'll be standing shoulder to shoulder with locals, all enjoying the same ritual. It's a truly immersive experience, and I promise you, by the end of the night, you'll feel like a champion. A very, very full champion. If you thought Seville was passionate during a flamenco show, you haven't seen anything yet. We're going back, but this time it's for the Feria de Abril, the April Fair. This is Seville's biggest party, a week-long extravaganza that takes place in a purpose-built fairground on the edge of the city. The entire area is transformed into a sea of casetas, private, decorated tents, where families and friends gather to eat, drink and dance sevillanas from afternoon until the early hours of the morning. It is a spectacle of epic proportions. The first thing you'll notice is the fashion. The women are dressed in the most stunning, colourful flamenco dresses, known as trajes de gitana. The men are often on horseback, looking impossibly dapper in their traditional short jackets and wide-brimmed hats. It feels like you've stepped onto the set of a lavish period film. The air is filled with the sound of music, laughter, and the clip-clop of horses pulling elegant carriages. It's a feast for the eyes and ears, a pure celebration of Andalusian culture and tradition. Now, while most of the casetas are private, there are several public ones where visitors are more than welcome to join the fun. You can sip on rebujito, a refreshing mix of sherry and lemonade, and try your hand at the local dance. And I guarantee, after seeing all those incredible dresses, the temptation to buy one will be almost unbearable. The feria is an immersive, intoxicating experience that shows you the joyous, celebratory soul of Seville. It's a party you'll never forget. Sometimes the greatest adventures are found when you just get in a car and drive. For this one, we're exploring the Pueblos Blancos, the famous white villages of Andalusia. Dotted across the hills between Ronda and Arcos de la Frontera, these are clusters of impossibly beautiful whitewashed houses that cling to cliffs and nestle in valleys. Villages like Zahara de la Sierra, Grazalema, and Setenil de las Bodegas are straight out of a postcard. The best time to visit is in the spring, when the countryside is green and bursting with wildflowers, creating a stunning contrast with the brilliant white walls. The joy of the white villages is in getting deliberately lost. Park your car and just wander. You'll find yourself in a maze of narrow, winding, cobbled streets, each one prettier than the last. Brightly coloured flower pots hang from every wall. Secret courtyards offer a glimpse of cool, shaded patios. And every so often, a gap in the buildings reveals a breathtaking view of the surrounding landscape. It's peaceful, it's ancient, and it's utterly charming. You'll feel like you've stepped back in time. There's no grand agenda here, no list of must-see sites. The village itself is the attraction. The goal is to meander, to find a small plaza for a quiet coffee, to pop into a tiny local shop selling olive oil or leather goods, and to simply soak up the tranquil atmosphere. It's the perfect antidote to the hustle and bustle of the big cities, a reminder of a slower, simpler way of life. Just remember to take lots of photos, because you'll want to prove these ridiculously pretty places actually exist. All right, time for a change of perspective. A big change. We're going up. For one of the most magical experiences you can have in Spain, we're heading to the historic city of Segovia for a sunrise hot air balloon ride. Imagine floating silently and gently over this incredible city as the first light of day illuminates its iconic landmarks. From your basket in the sky, you'll have a bird's-eye view of the colossal Roman aqueduct, the fairy tale Alcazar Castle that looks like it inspired Disney, and the Grand Cathedral. It is, quite simply, spellbinding. Yes, it means an early start, but trust me, seeing the sunrise from 1,000 feet up is worth every lost minute of sleep. There's a wonderful sense of peace and tranquility as you drift with the wind, the only sound being the occasional blast of the burner. The world below looks like a miniature model, and you feel completely detached from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated awe. Now, a couple of practical thoughts from someone who's been there. Hold on tight to your camera or your phone. You'll be taking a lot of pictures, and the thought of dropping it from that height is the stuff of nightmares. Just secure that strap. Also, even on a warm day, it can be a bit chilly up there first thing in the morning, so a light jacket is a good idea. It's a truly once-in-a-lifetime experience, a gentle adventure that gives you a view and a memory you will cherish forever. From ancient castles to something completely different. We're off to the Basque country again, this time to the city of Bilbao to visit the Guggenheim Museum. Now, even if you think modern art isn't your cup of tea, you have to see this building. Designed by Frank Gehry, it's a swirling, shimmering creation of titanium, glass and limestone that looks like a futuristic ship that's run aground on the riverbank. The building itself is a masterpiece, and it completely revitalized the city of Bilbao when it opened. It's worth visiting just to walk around the outside, but do go inside. The collection is a fantastic journey through modern and contemporary art. You'll see giant, thought-provoking installations and paintings that will make you talk, make you laugh, and make you scratch your head in wonder. It's the kind of art that sparks a conversation. You'll find yourself saying things like, "Well, I see what the artist is trying to convey with the juxtaposition of textures," and you'll feel terribly clever and cultured. It's a brilliant way to spend an afternoon, expanding your horizons and seeing something truly innovative. Don't miss the enormous flower-covered puppy sculpture by Jeff Koons out front, or the giant spider sculpture by Louise Bourgeois. They are as iconic as the museum itself. The Guggenheim is a testament to the power of bold ideas and creative thinking. It's open year-round, so you can fit it into any itinerary. It's a dose of culture that feels fresh, exciting, and not at all stuffy. You'll leave feeling energized and inspired, and maybe just a little bit more in the know. For our final adventure, we're returning to Barcelona for one last dose of Gaudi's genius, and for what is arguably one of the best sunset spots in the city. We're heading up the hill to Park Güell. This is another of Gaudi's whimsical creations, a public park that feels like you've stepped into a fairy tale world. It's filled with winding paths, quirky sculptures, and gingerbread-like houses. But the main event is the Grand Terrace, lined with a long, undulating bench covered in colourful broken tile mosaics, known as trencadís. The view from this terrace is spectacular, looking out over the entire city of Barcelona, all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. And as you can imagine, at sunset, it is simply magnificent. The whole city is bathed in a warm golden glow, and it's the perfect place to sit and reflect on your Spanish adventures. Now here's the joke. You won't be the only one with this brilliant idea. As sunset approaches, there's a gentle but determined race for the best spots on that mosaic bench. It's a silent, polite competition to get the perfect, unobstructed view. My advice is to get there a little early. Find your piece of prime real estate on the bench and just relax and wait for the show to begin. It's a wonderful, shared experience, watching the sun dip below the horizon with hundreds of other people, all captivated by the same beautiful moment. It's the perfect, peaceful, and visually stunning way to end your trip. A final magical memory of a country that is full of them. What a way to say adios to Spain. And there we have it. 15 incredible experiences to make your retirement adventure in Spain absolutely unforgettable. From the royal corridors of the Alhambra to the sunset benches of Park Güell, I hope you're feeling inspired to pack your bags and maybe even practice a few sly flamenco moves in the kitchen. Spain is a country that invites you to dive in, to taste everything, to see everything, and to live every moment with a bit of passion. It's a place that proves the adventure doesn't stop. It just gets better, with better wine and more comfortable shoes. Remember, this is just the start. This is your springboard. The real magic happens when you're there, getting a little lost in a whitewashed village or sharing a laugh with a stranger over a plate of pinzos. Don't forget, all the best hotel and travel recommendations are waiting for you in the description below, taking all the hassle out of the planning. We've done the homework so you can focus on the fun part. Your only job is to go out there and create some amazing new memories. Thank you so much for joining me on this whirlwind tour. If you enjoyed it, please do give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe for more adventures, because we have plenty more to come. Leave a comment below and tell me which of these Spanish experiences you'd try first. And always remember, retirement is just the beginning of your next great story. Now go and write a brilliant one. Hasta luego.